God is going to heal you today from everything that has been holding you back from wealth and prosperity. Dear brother, dear sister, God has set aside for you today a divine message of great impact. It is no coincidence that you are here right now, at this very moment. Something very special was released in your life over a week ago, but perhaps you have not yet realized it. Today, you will understand. The message the Lord has for you is unique, and it will deeply touch your heart, which is why I ask that you pay close attention to every word. Every minute of this video is important, because it is not I who will speak, but God Himself. He wants to connect directly with you and deliver something that will change the course of your life in a definitive way. From now on, in less than an hour, the signs will begin to appear. And when they manifest, you will realize that everything was being carefully prepared by God for this moment. He has been urging you not to overlook this message, because what is about to happen could be the turning point you have been waiting for. I humbly and lovingly ask you to listen to the end and take in every part of this message. Because what is coming is something that only you can receive, and it is a blessing that God has specifically designed for your life. Perhaps, throughout your journey, you have encountered closed doors, blocked paths, and felt as if you were stuck in an endless cycle of difficulties. But know this: God, who knows every detail of your story, is about to open all the doors that need to be opened. He who sees beyond what we can, will also close those doors that, though they may have seemed good, have been hindering your growth and stalling areas of your life. This movement of God will be powerful because He knows exactly what you need, even if you may not fully understand it right now. Prepare yourself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. What is about to happen will be unlike anything you have ever seen or heard before. This blessing is singular, it is unique, and it will be revealed to you in such a clear way that you will have no doubt it is the hand of God. However, the Lord also asks for wisdom. He invites you to keep this revelation secret, because there are things that, being so special and intimate between you and God, need to be protected and treasured in your heart. As you begin to absorb this message, understand that this is just the beginning of something greater that God is preparing for your future. What is to come will be even more revealing and profound, because the journey you are embarking on with the Lord does not end here. Whenever you hear a word or feel a grace that touches your heart directly, don't hesitate. Comment immediately, "I receive it, Father." This is an invitation to deeply connect with this message, which is not just any ordinary word but something powerful, directed especially to you. God is speaking to you at this very moment. Yes, to you, and He wants to reveal something extraordinary. Stop for a moment and reflect. How many times have you found yourself in the middle of a storm, with life feeling like an uncontrollable whirlwind, tossing you from side to side? The world around us often feels like a chaotic current, filled with emotions and unexpected situations that hit us without warning. Before we know it, anxiety builds up within us, uncertainty consumes us, and doubts surround us from all sides. I know exactly what that feels like. It's so easy to get lost in this chaos, but know that God is calling you to a moment of pause, a moment of stillness amidst all this noise. He wants you to understand one truth: no matter how much the world around you is constantly moving, God is the unshakable rock that holds you firm. Even when everything seems to be falling apart, believe me, God has a perfect purpose for you. If you're hearing this message now, understand that this is not a coincidence. With God, there are no accidents. He wants you to be sure that even in the midst of the storm, He is your refuge, your strength, your safe shelter. So stop focusing on the chaos and fix your eyes on what God is doing in your life. He is working right now in ways you may not yet perceive. Think about it. How many times have you doubted that something good could happen? Maybe you've thought that God has forgotten you or that your blessing would never arrive. But it is precisely in those moments that God reveals himself. When everything seems lost, when all doors are closed, and the silence is overwhelming, God speaks. Sometimes, it's not a thunderous sound you will hear, but a soft whisper, a gentle touch on your heart. That divine touch is what God wants you to feel right now. Receive this miraculous touch over your life. God is telling you, "Child, I see your battles, I know your fears, and I understand your frustrations. But don't lose heart. I am with you. I have prepared a path for you, a path that your eyes have not yet seen. And in the right moment, when you least expect it, I will open doors that you never imagined would open. You will witness the impossible happening. But for that to happen, you need to trust. Trust, my brother, is like taking a step in the dark. Even without knowing where your foot will land, you can be certain that God is there, ready to catch you. If there's something God wants you to understand right now, it's this: lift your head. Don't let difficulties make you give up. Don't allow the words and judgments of others to dim the light God has placed within you. My dear brother, my dear sister, listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you today. I want to talk about something essential in our journey: doors. Yes, those same doors we cross daily. They are not just physical or symbolic structures. They are signs of the opportunities that God places in our path. Each one carries a meaning, whether it's advancement, transformation, or divine protection. And it's about these doors that God wants to speak to you right now. There are moments when God will open great doors before you, inviting you to step into a new stage of life, full of blessings and achievements. However, there will also be those moments when, in His wisdom, He will close some doors, even those you so dearly wished would remain open. And why does He do that? Because each door that appears has a specific purpose. Some are there to push you forward, to make you grow, and to lead you to a new dimension of achievements. On the other hand, there are doors that God chooses to close in order to protect you from situations that, for now, you cannot see but that could deeply wound you. When you insist on forcing your way through these closed doors, you run the risk of getting hurt, leaving frustrated, and with a heavy heart. So, take a moment to reflect calmly. If a door has recently closed in your life, be sure that there is a higher reason behind it. God is keeping you away from paths that won't lead you to the glorious destination He has prepared for you. He is protecting you, even if you don't understand it now. And what about those doors you've been longing so much to open? The ones you've been praying for, working hard for, and yet, it seems like nothing is happening? Perhaps it's a great professional opportunity, a special relationship, or that dream you've kept in your heart for a long time. I understand the frustration that arises when we knock persistently on a door and receive no response. The good news is that God doesn't let you knock in vain. He uses this waiting period to work on you, to strengthen and mold you. The silence that feels so disturbing may actually be the moment when He is preparing you to receive the best that is yet to come. And believe me, if the door hasn't opened yet, it's because either you are not ready, or the door itself is not yet in the right condition to welcome you. God's Word teaches us that He opens doors that no one can close and closes doors that no one can open. This means that, at the right time, when He decides that a door should open for you, nothing and no one will be able to stop it. Obstacles will fall, difficulties will be overcome, and that door will burst open before you. And when God closes a door, no matter how much you insist on trying to open it, it will remain shut, for He knows that if you pass through it, you may encounter pain and disappointment. Receive this truth with an open heart. But how can we distinguish which doors are from God and which are not? An important tip is to observe whether the opportunity brings you closer to God or leads you away. If what you desire is going to distance you from your faith, your family, or the purpose God has set for you, it's wise to be cautious. God will never open a door that leads you away from Him. On the contrary, the doors He opens will bring you peace, make you grow spiritually and emotionally, and draw you even closer to the divine purpose for your life. Do you remember that time when you persisted in following a path, and when everything fell apart, you looked back and thought, "This really wasn't the place for me"? Many times, the door you are trying so hard to open is not the one God has reserved as the main one for your life. It may just be a passageway, a corridor leading you to the true door, the one that will be revealed at the right moment. And only when God shows you the full picture will you understand the purpose of that detour. Therefore, the best choice you can make is to surrender to the path He has laid out for you. Listen carefully. Even if you haven't made any specific requests, even if you aren't expecting anything, God is preparing a unique opportunity to enter your life. The miracles and blessings He has reserved for you will surprise you in ways you never imagined. Stay firm in your faith and trust, for God's plan for you is extraordinary. In this special moment, I am here to announce that the Lord is about to bring about a grand transformation in your life, beyond anything you could ever dream of. Yes, it is true. In a short period of time, less than 2 hours, you will see the heavens open and witness manifestations of miracles that surpass all expectations. Get ready to experience an avalanche of blessings that will bring abundance, prosperity, and stability like never before. What seemed unattainable will begin to materialize before your eyes. Embrace what God has in store for you. My son, my daughter, it is I, your heavenly Father. I know every pain, every tear you have shed. I know that at times it feels like everything around you is collapsing, and anxiety tries to take hold of your heart. But today, I want you to pause everything and simply listen to my voice. Do you know why? Because I am by your side, right here, and I have something very important to tell you. I know you must be wondering why things aren't unfolding as you expected. You may be questioning why so many doors seem to be closed, why there are so many struggles and challenges. But, my son, my daughter, I never guaranteed that the journey would be easy. However, I want to assure you of one thing: you will never be alone on this path. I am your source of strength and support. No matter how much fear tries to take over your mind, remember that it does not have control over you. In moments of weakness, look to me. When the feeling of being lost is overwhelming, know that I am your guide. I am working silently in areas of your life that you may not even perceive. While you pray, wait, and even cry, I am shaping a beautiful future for you. Therefore, my son, my daughter, trust in me with all your heart. Do not let fear or uncertainty drive you away from my promises, for I am the God who never disappoints. I am the one who sees beyond what you can see. While you look at the storm and feel that everything is out of control, I am in the midst of it, calming the winds and preparing a new dawn. Receive my peace amid the storms of your life. Remember those nights when you tossed and turned in bed, unable to sleep, consumed by worries? In each of those nights, I was by your side. And even when you thought your words were unheard, that your prayers didn't go beyond the ceiling, I listened to each one, wiping your tears. Because I care about you. I care so much that I know every thought, every hidden emotion, every longing in your heart. I know you better than you know yourself. But it's important for you to remember something fundamental. My will is perfect. It is good, pleasing, and far beyond anything you can imagine. Do not let the voices around you discourage you. Do not allow uncertainty to dominate your heart. I am your Father, and I have chosen you to enjoy a full and prosperous life. A life filled with joy, peace, and hope. All I ask is that you keep your faith strong. Do not pay attention to the voices that say it is impossible. I am the God who makes the impossible possible. If I was able to part the sea for my people to cross, if I made the sun stand still for Joshua, do you really believe there is anything I cannot accomplish? I am preparing a new season for you, a time of renewal and abundance. Where there was once suffering, I will bring healing. Where there was scarcity, I will bring provision. Where there was sadness, my joy will flood your heart. To experience all of this, you need to stand firm. Do not look at your circumstances. Keep your eyes fixed on me. I am your shepherd, and with my rod and staff, I will guide you. Even when you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, do not fear, for I am with you. I always have been and always will be. If you believe these words, leave a comment. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Son or daughter, I am the Lord your Father, and today I come to reveal something that has remained hidden for a long time. I understand that you have been seeking answers, looking for guidance, and questioning how to deal with the situations that life has presented to you. That is why it is essential for me to share with you 3 secrets that have been hidden since ancient times. Secrets that many have not been able to understand and few have had access to, but today I wish to reveal. These secrets have extraordinary power, capable of transforming your reality, influencing your future, and opening doors to prosperity and success. Are you ready for this? The first secret, my son, my daughter, is that the strength of your words is much more significant than you can imagine. You may have never reflected on this, but what you say carries immense power. Every word you utter does not dissipate. On the contrary, it takes on a life of its own. What you express does not get lost in the air, but begins to shape your reality. When I created the universe, I used the word. I declared, "Let there be light." And suddenly, darkness was dispelled, and light appeared. I said, "Let there be a firmament," and the sky was formed. That power to create through words is within you as well. When you say things like, "I am incapable," "This is too difficult for me," or "I will never overcome this situation," you're granting those statements a place in your life. They take root in your heart and mind, bringing forth exactly what has been affirmed. This is not magic. It is the fact that the repetition of your words creates neural connections in your brain, limiting your perception to those things. Doubt becomes your ally, fear takes on the role of counselor, and limitations seem to intensify around you. Therefore, I urge you to be very careful with what you say about yourself, about others, and about the situations you face. Avoid using your tongue to curse what I wish to bless. Have you ever noticed the profound impact that words can have on people? When you tell someone, "I believe in you, you can do it," it's as if a spark of hope is ignited within them. On the other hand, if you say, "You will never succeed, this isn't for you," it's as if a barrier rises, closing all the doors in their mind and heart. This equally applies to the way you communicate about your own life. Every word you speak carries weight and, more importantly, produces results. It is crucial for you to understand that when you speak, you are sowing seeds. Your words function as seeds, and each one will yield its own harvest. What have you been cultivating? Are you spreading seeds of hope, courage, and faith? Or conversely, have you been sowing seeds of fear, doubt, and resignation? Remember that each seed produces according to its kind. Do not expect to reap joy if you have been planting sadness. Do not anticipate prosperity if your words are filled with scarcity and lack. It is essential that you speak about what you wish to manifest, even if it is not yet visible. Prophesy your life. Declare, "I am strong," even if you feel weak. Affirm, "I am blessed," even when circumstances try to show you the opposite. Use your voice as a powerful tool to shape the reality around you, because what you express carries immense power. The tongue is comparable to the rudder of a ship. Although small, It has the ability to steer the entire vessel. If the rudder goes off course, the ship will also follow a different path. Just as a ship that veers off course, if your words lean toward the negative, your life will inevitably follow that path. Embrace the power of your speech. From today on, begin to express yourself as someone who has already achieved victory. Have the courage to affirm what reflects my vision of you. I created you to be a leader, not a follower, to be on top and not beneath. You were shaped to be more than a conqueror. Therefore, start communicating as someone who recognizes they are a child of the King. Someone who does not settle for living in any way, who does not allow life's difficulties to bring them down. Remember that you are not just anyone. You were bought at a high price, the blood of my own Son. This makes you an heir to all my promises. I understand that circumstances will not always align with what you prophesy. But it is precisely at that moment that you must prophesy. When Abraham still did not have the promised son, he already considered himself the father of many nations. When David was just a simple shepherd, he was already certain he would become king. Both did not let adversities shake them. They used their words to guide their steps toward the promises I made. If you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video. That person who tends to think negatively or believes they are not good enough. Let's together sow the love of God and spread His good news. Together, we can impact the lives of millions now. The second secret I want to share is about the power of forgiveness. I acknowledge that forgiving is not a simple task. This word, although it may seem light, carries significant weight in the heart. I see all the wounds you have faced, the betrayals that stirred distrust, and the disappointments that made you hesitate even in trusting me. I understand the pain you feel when recalling everything you have been through. But today, I want you to recognize the true power of forgiveness. Forgiving is not a favor to the other person. It does not diminish what occurred, nor does it ignore the wounds. Forgiveness is an act of liberation. When you forgive, you break free from the invisible chains that bind you to the past. Each grievance you hold is like a shackle that limits your progress. You want to move forward and reach new heights, but the weight of resentment keeps you confined. The most concerning thing is that these chains are not under the control of those who hurt you, they are in your hands. You are the one who carries the burden of hurt, who lives with the pain day after day. That's why I say, forgive not only for the other person but primarily for yourself. Free yourself from these chains, for I want to see you liberated. Did you know that a lack of forgiveness can devastate your inner self? It breeds bitterness and sorrow, gradually consuming your joy. Grief affects not only your mind but also impacts your body, acting like a poison that contaminates everything that is healthy. You may try to ignore it, but it always surfaces, whether in a conversation, a memory, or a dream. As long as you hold on to that resentment, true relief will never be achieved. That relief is not found in human justice, but in the act of releasing forgiveness. I know you may feel that by forgiving, you are allowing the other person to escape consequences. You might think that forgiving is the same as justifying the wrongdoing. However, forgiving does not mean agreeing with what happened, much less forgetting the pain you felt. Forgiving is handing that situation over to me, allowing me to take care of it. Allow me to take on the role of judge and let me handle the consequences. For my justice is perfect and balanced in every way. When you choose to release forgiveness, you are not merely alleviating a burden. You are in fact surrendering that situation to me, saying, Father, I trust in you. It is an act of surrender, where you let go of what holds you captive and open yourself to the possibility that I will do what is right and just. This gesture is not easy. Often, the wounds we carry are deep and complex, but it is an essential step toward healing. Forgiveness does not have the power to erase your memories, but it radically transforms the way you perceive them. When you allow yourself to forgive, those events that once brought pain and suffering begin to dissipate over time. Gradually, the strength that once kept them alive in your mind weakens. The pain which seemed unbearable starts to dissolve like mist before the sun, revealing a new horizon. This new perspective is liberating and opens the door to inner healing. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become someone who has overcome adversity. By forgiving, you not only strengthen yourself but also reconnect with your essence. This inner strength is what I desire for you to embrace fully, for you deserve to be strong and resilient. I want you to live fully, free from the chains of the past that often hold you in a cycle of pain and hurt. It is crucial for you to understand that I have a bright future in store for you. A future filled with blessings, opportunities, and joy. However, it is impossible for you to receive all of this if your hands are busy holding on to resentments and wounds. Therefore, I urge you, forgive. Forgive that friend who betrayed you and who, for a time, made you doubt your own trust. Forgive that family member who rejected you and whose indifference hurt you deeply. Forgive even that relationship that wounded you and left scars on your heart. It is also important for you to forgive those who never apologized, for forgiveness is not a response to the behavior of others. It is a choice you make. It is a gift you give yourself and a way to free yourself from the emotional chains that may bind you. As you follow this path of forgiveness, you will discover a strength within you that you may not have known existed. This strength will not only set you free but also guide you toward a new beginning, where you can embrace all the blessings I have to offer you. Imagine what it would be like to live without the burdens of the past, with a light heart and a clear mind, ready to receive the new experiences life has to offer. By embracing this journey of forgiveness, you not only transform your own life, but also become an example for those around you. Your ability to forgive can inspire others to do the same, creating a cycle of healing and renewal. And so, as you free yourself from emotional shackles, you make room for love, joy, and peace in your life. Therefore, do not hesitate to take this step. Forgiveness is a powerful choice, and I am here to guide you on this transformative journey. By forgiving, you are creating a sacred space for me to act in your life in extraordinary ways. This act of forgiveness allows me to clear the soil of your heart, enabling new seeds of joy and peace to be planted. I love you, my child. Daughter, my wish is for you to achieve the best that life has to offer. I want you to live lightly, something that is only possible when the heart is free from hurt. So trust me and release those bonds. Let me take care of the rest, for forgiveness is the key that opens the door to complete freedom. Receive the grace to forgive. The third secret I want to share with you is essential for you to experience all that I have planned for your life. This secret is about trusting me with all your being, without hesitation, without doubt. I understand that trusting is not always easy, especially when you look around and see only challenges. I understand your worries, your insecurities, and how uncertainty can be paralyzing. Today, I want you to realize that by fully trusting me, I can accomplish things you never thought possible. I can take you to places you never dreamed of visiting. I can open doors that seemed closed forever. As your father, I desire to guide you, protect you, and care for you. For this, it is essential that you hand over control to me. I know you like to plan and organize every detail, but trust me, for I see beyond what you can perceive. I know what lies beyond your horizon, and I know what is best for you, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Sometimes, your strategies, no matter how clever, pale in comparison to the plan I have for you. Remember my son Jesus. When he came into the world, he entrusted his life to me. He knew the challenges that awaited him: humiliation, suffering, and even death on the cross. Yet, he did not try to avoid what I had planned. He trusted that, in the end, my will would bring redemption to humanity. He did not question why he had to carry the cross. He obeyed and believed that even when everything seemed lost, I would bring victory. And that is exactly what happened. On the third day, I resurrected him. What seemed to be an end became a new beginning because he entrusted control to me and trusted with all his heart. I honored that trust. Surrendering control does not mean giving up. On the contrary, it is a declaration. Father, I acknowledge that my strength is limited, but yours is infinite. I trust that you can accomplish what I cannot. When you adopt this posture, I begin to open doors that were locked and to guide you down unknown paths. Even what seemed like a mistake becomes a lesson. What appeared to be a loss becomes a gain. I am the one who transforms ashes into beauty, pain into joy, and weeping into dancing. So my son, my daughter, today I ask you to trust me and my promises. Even if you cannot see it now, know that I am working for you. No matter how long it takes, I am faithful and I never fail. I am your father and I love you deeply, taking care of every detail. Just trust. I want you to start applying these secrets in your life right now. Change your words and watch as your reality begins to transform. Forgive and feel the weight lifting off your shoulders while a new joy floods your heart. Trust me. I have plans for peace, prosperity, and a future filled with hope for you. When you genuinely trust, set aside your worries, and simply rest in me, you will see that nothing is impossible. Today, I have shared these secrets so that you can live the best that I have for you. Use your words to prophesy blessings. Forgive to experience freedom. And trust me to make the impossible a reality. I am your father, and I love you in a way that no one else ever will. I am with you now and forever. Also, don't forget to activate the notifications to receive, directly on your phone, all the messages that God has for you. May you all stay with God.